Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here for Sound Effects Premier in Ormskirk, and we've just been checking out the new Shergold Masquerader guitars that Patrick Eggle's put together. And they're a reissue or reinvention really of the original guitars from the 70s. So what we thought we'd do, just for fun, is just show you the differences between the two guitars and how they've changed since the 70s. Now on my left here, and behind me actually, I've got quite a few Shergold's originals from the 70s. This is a Shergold Custom. And then on my right, which I'll lift up in a second so you can fully see them, are the two modern ones, the two new ones that Patrick Eggle's put together that we've got in stock. Now there's more available than this, but we've got the humbucker and P90 variant and the 3 single coil variant. And there's some big differences between them, but they kind of keep the core aesthetic of the original. So let me grab the original here. As I say, this is a Shergold Custom Masquerader from the 70s, an original, and it definitely has a 70s vibe to it. Definitely looks very 70s, and it feels very 70s when you pick it up. It's quite a big guitar, and you can see immediately, big headstock shape, very kind of almost squared off peg kind of shape that we've got going on here. 3 side tuners, but when I turn these over, these are just your standard tuners. They're not locking tuners at all. You just got plastic kind of mounts here with chrome buttons. And very importantly, maple neck. So this is a standard maple neck finished in gloss. They're very nice to play actually. They don't weigh a great deal, but they're very nice to play. And then this one in particular has binding, black binding around the sides with a maple fretboard and just dots and very, very shallow frets, wide but shallow, or not very tall frets. As we move on to the body itself, one of the things, again, this is very much a 70s thing, the scratch plate position, but you've got 2 humbuckers, they're sort of oversized in a way, they're pretty huge, and very 70s. A 3-way switch there, the switch between the 2 humbuckers, and then a 3-way switch, again, to have just almost too many switching possibilities. You can do coil tap, out of phase, and then you've got a tone and a volume control. And then this really interesting bridge. Now, this looks a little bit like it might have been changed. Some of the other Shergolds, if I grab this one for instance, this one has a very similar bridge, but has a cover on the bridge. So I'll show that to that camera there. You can see there, we've got a cover on the bridge. Some of the other ones have got different bridges on, but they all have proprietary bridge systems on, and they all sort of like, you know, these 6 individual saddles, so on and so forth. So they, you know, it's all their own system. And you'll also notice, quite interesting, there's a 0 fret here as well. Hopefully you can see that. So that's kind of interesting to have that 0 fret on there as well. So that's the original. Definitely very 70s, definitely kind of a vintage vibe going on with that one. Now if I grab the newer version, so let's grab this single coil version, immediately some differences will spring straight out at you. The first thing is this guitar has a rosewood neck. Now these are absolutely not designed to be just like an update of this guitar and try and sound like or play like this guitar. This is a new guitar, but we just thought it would be fun to show you where the inspiration came from for the two models that we've got. So again, you can see immediately the headstock's a different shape. We've got the Shergold logo on there. The Shergold logo is absolutely the same, and then M for Masquerader, but the actual shape has changed. It's a much more modern shape, and we've got 3 per side, show this camera, locking tuners here. So much, much more modern and much more player friendly than the originals. High quality kind of what look like ebony buttons as well. There's our rosewood neck, so immediately a big difference. And the neck is a lot fatter, but is asymmetrical, so super comfortable. Matches the shape of most people's hands because it's fatter at this top section than it is underneath, so the contour is a little different underneath. We've got these really cool inlays, again no dots like we've got on this guitar. We've just got these very cool line-based inlays, a real nice design feature that really works well, and much more modern kind of fretwork here as you'd expect. Taller frets, they're sort of jumbos, medium jumbos maybe, or jumbos, and a much more friendly profile for the radius of the neck as well, much more modern profile. Very cool. The body shape has been updated as well. This body shape is more contoured through here. This has actually been, show this camera, these sections here are slightly more contoured, and then we've got a really nice belly cut through here that's contoured like a 3D effect all the way around. And when we turn it over, there is, again, if I just show this camera, there is actually a cutaway here or a recessed neck joint which allows for better upper fret access. And we've got full string through construction as well. Okay, so full string through there with a telly style bridge with compensated three compensated saddles. So, you know, it's more like a telly style. And then authentic, real single coil Seymour Duncans, in this case single coils, but on the other guitar they're slightly different. I'll show you the other one in a second. And then just your standard 5-way switch and a volume and a tone. Much easier to understand. Pick the guitar up, you know immediately what's going on. This is like a Strat style guitar, but with a rosewood neck and some very unique kind of visual appointments and high quality hardware. So that's the single coil variant. Very different from the original. Again, not designed to sound like or play like the original, just takes this as inspiration, runs with it and uses the name basically and updates it thoroughly. This version is the P90 and humbucker version, and again, very similar in most respects. We've got 3 per side locking tuners, rosewood neck with the Shergold logo on. Again, high quality jumbo frets and fretwork, the same inlays and top lines. Very cool, the same kind of recessed neck joints. But what's different here is the bridge is ever so subtly different because of the actual humbucker that's in there, although it's basically the same bridge. And then a Seymour Duncan P90, Seymour Duncan humbucker, 3-way switch, as you'd expect to find on this kind of dual humbucker P90 setup, and then a volume and a tone control. So really, again, taking the inspiration from the original design and really running with it and updating it in a modern way. And again, let me reiterate one more time, it's not meant to be like, you know, this is what the original Shergold sounds like, how close can we get? This is very different guitar, but takes the visual and aesthetic kind of framework and then builds on it in a big way. Okay, so hopefully that was enjoyable, especially for you guys who've maybe got a Shergold at home, an original, and are thinking, oh wow, they've got these new ones out, I wonder what they're all about and maybe I could update. Obviously they sound completely different. Check out our demos of these two guitars to hear what they sound like. And Tom Quayle here for Sound Effects Premiere in Ormskirk. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. As ever, check us out online and check out the shop if you want to come in and say hello, and I'll see you next time.